Taking up my scratch. You know what? Get on, Carrie. DJ cutting the beat, boys are strutting, cause all we came to do is geeks and freaks come out to the party. We just came to laugh with the posse. DJs cutting the beat, boys are strutting, cause all we came to do is dance to the beat.
You guys, what is up? I am so glad to be back with you guys. I just want to apologize for missing last week. I am so sorry if you were excited to hear an episode and nothing was there in your iTunes, in your Spotify, in what else? Stitcher. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. I recorded something and then I was like, first of all, I don't prioritize very well at all, like my time. And there's this P word that I always forget what it is when I need it at the moment. Where, you forget, like you don't forget, but you don't do it and you save it for the last minute. What is that called? It'll come to me. Postpone? No. Anyway, so yeah, I was just not good with my time and I was just like, you know what? I should follow a schedule, but I didn't. I decided not to, and I was like, we're going to do one next week and it'll be great still. And everything will be fine. Guess what? The world kept turning. Like life was still okay. And so I just learned, to not put so much pressure on myself because like this is ultimately like just a fun thing that I started doing. So it's not, nothing is that serious. Especially this, for sure. This is just for funsies. So anyway, but we're back in action, doing this fun thing, and I have thoughts on things. Number one, this isn't like a list or anything, it's just like, okay, for this, let's do a catch-up. Gosh, I'm all over the place. Okay, let's do a catch-up on how are things. That'll be the topic of this segment. How are things? Number one, it is June, and it is the freaking Sahara over here in the Midwest, in central Ohio. Like, oh my gosh. I hate summer. I hate it. I hate it so much. I used to like it. I'm not because of the weather, but I used to like it because, you're out of school. It was always a break time. It was nice. Now that I'm in a normal routine where I'm doing literally the same exact stuff as I was doing in the winter, summer is just irritating because also the heat sucks. So it's just annoying. Why do we even have it? I cannot believe people who live like this 24/7. Oh my gosh. Isn't this what it's like in Florida? It's just constantly humid. Like, I'm sticky. I don't like being sticky. I want to be dry. Ugh. And like, I don't hate my body, okay? But you know what? As like just a woman, I feel like we're all going to have body issues or something. And so like, and my head just decides that I am insecure about something in my body. And so like, I don't like showing off my body some days, and especially some days. I just don't like showing off my body, honestly. But like, when it's hot, I feel like I expand. I feel like I expand. And so I don't feel like I look my best. but yet it's freaking hot, so I don't want to wear pants and a long sleeve shirt, and yet I have to, so I have to be uncomfy, and it's just irritating. I hate that a whole season puts me in a feeling of uncomfortability. That's just wrong, and that's something that I'm gonna have to talk to God about when I die. So anyway, I wonder if this was a part of the curse. I mean, that's a long shot, but literally anything that we, like, as humans hate, I feel like it's a good possibility it was part of the curse. I'm just saying. Anyway, so yeah, my house, like, of course, because it's so freaking hot, every AC everywhere decides to go out, and so at work I'm just dying even if I just sit there. It's so funny because I'll try to just not move, because when I do move I just sweat. Like, literally, I was filling out a guest pass and I was like dabbing my forehead with a Kleenex because I was sweating so bad. It was so funny. Like, I was barely even lifting my wrist and I was like dabbing my forehead. So funny. Anyway, and yeah, now my house is a freaking hot box, and life is good. Just like, sweating. Hopefully I'm losing weight with this. Just sweating all my fat off. So that's pretty cool. I guess that's, you know what, maybe that contradicts, and maybe that makes it not part of the curse. Who's to say, really? Who knows anything? Another update, my phone. This is just like fun little updates about me, apparently, is what we're doing right now. My phone fell in the toilet a couple weeks ago. I had an old one too. It's called an SE, if you guys even know what that is. Actually came out after the 6s, so what's up? Okay, this is just stupid information, but I want you guys to know all about my life. Anyway, so fell in the toilet. Now I paid like not really lots of money, but I'm gonna have to pay it off monthly anyway, so some monies for 8+, and like my life is changed. I know that it's like, this is such a privileged thing to say, but like, seriously, I've never seen a nicer phone and had a nicer thing in my life. And like, I cried a little bit, like not full cry, but like tears were welling up in my eyes, because it was like, oh my gosh, I've never had something so nice in my life. And like, I should have done that for this SE, right? But that I got an SE when there were already 6s and they were like beautiful, so I was like, this is stupid, this isn't the same. And now that I'm like pretty much, like, I've just never been on the bandwagon with like electronics, so like to have something that's like pretty much everyone has, or it's the newest, almost newest thing, is like, what? That's just crazy to me, because like I usually get off-brand stuff and all this stuff, so like, yeah, to have something that's like almost the newest thing, and it's not even the newest thing, but like almost the newest, is like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Like, what? I don't even know what to do with myself. And so I like cried a little bit. Anyway, just like some fun things.
I want love, I can't control. You left me waiting out in the cold. I know you try so hard to be so hard to get, but I can hear the way you talk under your breath. Far away, you got me standing in the outfield. By the way,
Okay, so to like get into it a little. Okay, I realized this may go dark. I'm sorry if it does, but like it's just really good to be honest and vulnerable, you know, open. I don't understand, like, obviously keep things to yourself. Definitely, like, you don't have to tell the world literally all of your secrets ever, but like I just know that we each have really good thoughts, you know, and like good things to say sometimes, and our stories are important. And anytime you are going through something, I'm sure someone else has gone through it or will go through it or is going through it. And so it's nice to hear that you're not alone, and to hear, you know, that you're not alone, you're not crazy, we can do it together. And so I just think it's important to, you know, be a little more open with yourself and with whatever's going on. I think we get afraid though, because people can use that against us. But like, you also already told someone, so like you gave up the power that it had over you, right? Like I think I used to blog when I was like it was like my freshman year at MVNU, maybe sophomore, and like I talked about how I've, you know, was single my whole life, and this just not nice person at a job that I worked at, she's like, I read your blog, and like she talked about she's like, so you've never had a boyfriend ever? And like I knew, just because she was just a not nice person, that she was like trying to use that against me, like to make fun of me or something. And I was like, you don't really have the power to make fun of me, because I literally blogged about it to the whole world, or whoever read it. Like, it's not like it's a secret. It's not like I'm ashamed. Like, I told everyone. What are you doing? You know? So like, I just think that's also another thing, is because, you know, by us keeping our things to ourselves, like our stories, and I'm not saying that you should just blab everything, like I think I said that, but like, you don't have to blab everything to the world, you know, you don't have to be like that. But there are instances where I do feel like God pushes on your heart to be like, this is your time to tell that story that you have, and like to just open it up, because someone needs to hear it. Someone right here needs to hear it. And I think if we don't, because we're too afraid of what others will do with it, or, you know, if it won't be taken well or something, I think that's us giving shame a voice, you know, and that's us like giving power to shame, rather than us shoving shame to the ground and telling ourselves that, you know, we're in control of our stories. It's our story. We are in control of that, and shame doesn't get a voice. So anyway, all that to say that I mean, I've already said it before probably, but like, after college life is hard. And I know that I talk about this so much, so it's like, oh geez, when is she gonna freaking move on, get out of this freaking hole she's dug herself in? But like, I'm just saying that honestly, for like this past week, I seriously did think that I was in a little bit of a depression. And like, I've been depressed before, so it's like, I don't know if it is, but because I just like wondered if it was because I like lost motivation to do anything. And like, because I don't know, I just felt like that was my personality though, to like not really be lazy, but just to like think of something like, oh, I gotta go run, like I gotta get back on the workout train. Like I was on it at one point and then I just like fell off, and then I think that, and then I'm like, no, I know I'm not gonna do it, so that's stupid. And like, so then or like even last week where I was like, oh dude, yeah, I'll talk about all this good stuff, I recorded it, and then I was like, no, you know what, it's okay, let's not. And I think also like in the back of my mind, I was also thinking like, is anyone even gonna hear it? Like, would it matter if you just never posted again, you know? And so then I was like, oh shoot, is this like depression where like I just am not motivated to like go out and get what I want, you know? And like I don't feel like I can get what I want or something. And then and I was talking to my friend, and she's like, I don't know if it's depression, but I think it's just a funk. And I was like, that sounds nicer, because depression just seems like there's a lot, and depression can't be fixed, you know what I'm saying? And like there's a lot that goes into that, and there's like a difference between like depression and just like sorrow, you know, if things are happening, and then also just like being unhappy. And I think like there's, in all those, there are different things that go with those. So like, you know what I'm saying, like depression is just totally like, it could be, you know, lack of serotonin, honestly, is a lot of it. And then just there's so much more to it, like, and that can go with sorrow and sadness, where it's situational even, and you know, just a time in your life or something happened, or I don't know. But then like being unhappy is just different because you have control of that. And like, so I think that I would like think that I was depressed because like I was just letting these things happen and I wasn't really changing it, but it was like underlying depression, right? But then I was like, when she said it was a funk, it was like, that must be it, because like I am doing it to myself. And I'm reading this book because after I learned that, I was like, it is a funk. It's just a funk, and everyone gets in these funks, and I don't want to admit it, but I'm in a funk. I'm in a freaking funk. I lost my groove, and I need to get my groove back. And anyway, so I after I found that out about myself, I realized that I'm like a person where I need like a mission for myself, and to just like strive towards something. And obviously as a Christian, we're always to be striving towards Christ, which is, as a Christian, you know, you're a little Christ or a Christ follower, or whatever translation you want to go with. But so that is our goal, you know, striving towards Christ. What is, in everything we do, we should be doing that, and always having Him at the center of everything. And but like, as like me, in like every period, I'm usually like striving towards something as well, like with Christ, but then like personality wise too, and emotionally and stuff like that. So like, and I think that also always goes with God. So like usually it goes with like my feeling of like worth, and how I need to like my identity, and you know, all that. So like I realized, you know, because I think that we always think there's like a set point where you're just you got it figured out. You finally figured out your worth is in Christ, you know, and your identity's in Christ, and you're 100%. So you're great. You're good. And like, I feel like at one point I like, honestly, I was there. Not at 100%, obviously, because I am still a human, people. But like, I don't know, there was just a time in my life where like, I feel like it was like last year or something, but like, I just felt me, and I felt good and confident, and just like, yes, it doesn't matter if anyone rejects me, my worth is in the Lord, our Jesus Christ our Lord. There we go. When I realized I was in this funk, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have confidence in anything. And like, and like, I was wondering, like, oh my gosh, am I lying to myself? Am I lying to like everyone, where I think like, where I say like, oh, I don't care what people think, I just do me, I don't really care, which like, honestly, I don't. But then obviously there's like going to be an underlying like, what do you think of me? Do you like me? You know? But like, whenever I do find out that someone doesn't like me, then I'm like, okay, like, it doesn't change anything, right? But anyways, I realized that I'm just like not confident in my job. And like, it's an easy job, but like, I realize that I'm just not confident in it. And like, but like, I know the rules, I know what we're supposed to do, I know what my role is, and yet I'm not confident in it. Like, there are these teens, I don't know why, but teens are just so scary to me. But like, I don't know why. It's not like I need their approval, and yet I need their approval. Like, what the heck? I don't care, but then I do. Like, what is going on? Anyway, isn't that weird about teens though? Like, I don't know if this is everyone, but me for sure. Like, I really don't care what you like the teens think, and yet I want them to like me. Like, what the heck? It's not like I even talk to them and have conversations, but I'm like, please like me. Like, what is going on? But anyway, yeah, so like, I know my role and everything, but then I'm just like so not confident in what I'm doing, and that I'm doing it well, and that I'm doing it to the best of my ability, or to the best of like what my bosses want. And so like, I don't have confidence in it. And then like, people may get annoyed or mad at me because I'm not doing it well, or not doing my job, because I'm not confident, and so I'm afraid. And that's the thing about like, okay, I know it's annoying, but I'm going to go back to my YouTube. I know I talk about it all the time, but like, I'm going to go back to my YouTube, my first video, where like, someone commented where like, they're like, you don't seem like you know what you believe, like you're going through everything. And like, honestly, I agree. I was thinking about it a lot, and like, sorry, I'm itchy. I realized that like, I know what I believe, but then I'm just like learning so much that like, life, like the way that I grew up was that everything is black and white. Like, the Bible is straight through black and white. And now that I'm like growing up and seeing all these things and hearing all these different commentaries and different, from like the most renowned theologians and Bible teachers who are incredible, but they're giving different perspectives of the same verse, I'm like, wait, what? And it's changing everything. And so I realized like, yeah, I'm not confident in, I know what I believe. Let me just say that. I know what I believe, and I know that it should be as simple as God is real. And whatever he says, whatever his word says is true. And that's what I believe. But yet there are so many things in between, so many finite things, like, sorry, is that the right word? So many little things in between the lines. But it's like, I don't know, so that's that makes me like not as confident in not what I believe, but like just that, like, is what I'm saying true, and like is what yeah, does this make sense to anyone? I'm kind of going all over the place, but like, anyway, I just realized also in this, I have this like innate desire to, you know, please everyone, and that has made me like not have like definitive opinions. And I mean, also I just have that personality where it's like, does it matter? Like, that's what I realized, because I used to be where it's like, no, it's this, and whatever you're saying is like annoying and I don't agree, and like, you can believe what you want, but like, you're wrong, you know. And I used to be like that, like, and I used to just be so judgmental, and it's just annoying. And so like now it's like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter. You can wear Crocs, it doesn't freaking matter. You can wear what you're wearing, whatever. Like, I'm a little uncomfortable with it, and like, maybe you shouldn't wear that at work, but like, okay. And I don't agree with it, but like, maybe you just grew up differently, or I don't know, you have different beliefs, even if we are both Christians. Like, whatever, there's so many reasons to things, and everyone's different. Like, my opinion is not absolute. And so that's made me like, not have solid opinions on everything. But then also like, and in this world where like whatever you say, someone's gonna come out and attack it, even if it was like totally like just an opinion. Like, there's a funny thing online. I'm sorry, I'm so all over the place. I'm so sorry. I hope you're still tracking. I hope that I even know what I'm talking about anymore. But like, there's this one thing on like Tumblr or something, and it was like basketballs smell so weird. And then they're like, hey, how dare you? And then someone's like, why are you coming at me about a basketball? Like, it was like, literally, how perfect of an example is that, where it's like, what? I can't even like say my own opinion on like that this smells bad. Like, are you serious? And so that's made me like so afraid to say anything, and just lose my confidence in my own thoughts and my own like opinions being right and matter at all, because someone's gonna come out and say something against you and be against you. And like, because the thing is about me is like, even if I know that black is not a color and it's just a lack of all the color, isn't that true? Oh frick, look at me, I don't even know. See, I don't even know. See, okay, darkness is just, it's not a thing, it's just the absence of light. That's what I was kind of trying to say, but I don't freaking know. Okay, so white isn't a color. It's just that I don't know. Anyway, go back to that example. Like, darkness is not the opposite of light, it's the absence of light. And was that even right? Do I have are you listening to me right now? I'm fighting with myself because I have no confidence. That's what's happening right now. You're hearing it for yourself. Like, because even if I was, like, I did think something as just like, that's totally right. Like, the weather right now, the temperature says 80 degrees. Like, I realize that I always just say I think instead of I know, or like, it's 82, right? Or like, what do you think it is? Or, but you should check yourself. Like, everything I do is just like lacking confidence in my skills and my abilities and the information and the facts that are right in front of me, because I don't want to make anyone mad. like, it's like fear. It's just like driven by fear. And I'm probably, I don't know if I lost you or anything, and like whoever's listening, but like, does this make sense? And is anyone like feeling the same way? Because I don't know what's happening, but like, I don't know if it's just the world nowadays or like something, but I seriously just like I just don't have confidence in anything that I'm doing or I think, even if like I know that I have the talents and abilities to do things that God gave me to do. I always think there's someone better, and they would like, or I'm wrong, or it's not good enough. And maybe that's why I'm like in this, that's honestly why I do think I'm in this like funk, because, you know, for like jobs or whatever, I just feel like there's always someone that's better. There's always someone that's way more qualified, has way more experience, even though I know that I can do all those things that they're asking for. So, and then even in my job, I know that I can do it, and yet it doesn't show. And like, I don't believe in myself that I can. And so anyway, so like I was saying, I always try to strive for something and, you know, find my identity, whatever. And so this time it's a mission to find my confidence and get my groove back. Did I already say that? Here it is again. Find my confidence, get my freaking groove back. Like, I want to not be afraid and to not live in fear. Like, why all of a sudden, like, are people so much more, like, they have power over me and my life? That's crazy. It's my life. It's my freaking life. It's my story. Why am I letting other people control it and write it for me? That's stupid. Like, I'm my own hero in my own story, right? Like, you're your own hero in everyone's story. Why are we letting other people decide that we're the victim or we're just a little side character? What the freaking heck? That is crazy to me. So anyway, I'm on this little mission and I'm reading this book, doing some devotionals, but I'm reading this book from Rachel Hollis, and it's like called Girl Wash Your Face. Dude, I'm only on the 3rd chapter and it's incredible. You should read it. It's so good. She is making me feel so good. And like, it's just good. It's good to like believe in yourself and like learn to trust your abilities, and like, because they're God-given, like God-given abilities. The God of the universe gave you these abilities and you can do it. Like, have faith, you know, and like, if you can't do it, lean on Him and He will get you through. Like, that also says a lot. Like, you're not confident because maybe you're also lacking a lot of confidence in the Lord. Is this a heart issue? Is this a spiritual issue? Interesting. I'm just talking to myself. But yeah, it's just like interesting things I'm learning, and that was just really deep, really, you know, got dark sometimes, did it? I don't know. And you know what? If you're in this little funk, if you're in a funk too, if you know, need a mission, try to find your identity in the Lord. I feel like that's always a huge one, where we always get it confused with with other people's identities on us. And I think that we should all read this book, Rachel Hollis's book, or find a devotion that goes with, you know, whatever you're going through, and just go with it with God.
When He told you you're not good enough, when He told you you're not right, when He told you you're not strong enough to put up a good fight, when He told you you're not worthy, when he told you you're not loved, when he told you you're not beautiful, you'll never be enough. Fear, he is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, he is a liar. He will rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast your fear in the fire. 'Cause fear, he is a liar.
I think it's also really fun that, like, in these things, like in anything that we're going through, like, because I always have a problem where, I mean, yeah, where I just think it feels like God is super distant and like he's not there. It's really quiet, you know, he's not responding, whatever. But like, I've just been reading a lot of things that are like, he's literally right there with you. Like, and he already knows. He already went to the finish line. He already went past this. He already knows what's the end. And so he's here with you. Like, he's holding your hand. He's walking you through it. He's hugging you. He's with you. He's walking with you through this. He never left your side. But he's not going to come and attack you, you know, and say like, hey, here's all the answers that you were searching for. And even though you never asked, here's all the answers. Or you didn't ask the right questions, or it wasn't time to discover the answers yet, or something, you know, like, I'm still wondering why I'm at this job, if I could be at a better one, but like, and I don't have that answer yet, but he's still here with me. He never left, and he knows what's best. Like, that's what I just believe, is that he knows exactly what's best for us, and he's holding us, you know, out on things for us, you know. Did that sentence make sense? But holding out on things for us. There we go. Because he knows what's best for us, even if we don't see it. And that's, I don't know. It's just nice to know that he's like there with us in everything, and he loves us and wants to see us through, and just like that he knows love, and that he is love, and he just invites us in. But we, at least for me, let me just go back to talking I language, I don't always believe that, and I don't run to him. And like, even Sunday, like, it's so funny when I'm like so focused on God, and you know, just having only him, like, just only receiving him, you know, and just his word, and, you know, music, and you know, only good things in, then like, I just feel insanely better about life, because my eyes are on him. And like, yeah, life is still sucky to me, but like, my eyes are on him, and I'm realizing that this life is fleeting, you know, and like, it's just a blip compared to the eternity we're going to be with him, and happiness and joy. So like, this doesn't matter. Like, it just, when we look to him, like, I just realize, like, dang, this doesn't matter. Like, all this turmoil that I'm putting myself in, this is my situation too. Like, I'm putting myself in this. I don't have to be unhappy like this. I can change it. I have the power to change it. It's my story. I have that power. And so when I do put my eyes on him, I see the sunshine, you know, through the clouds, just for like a glimpse. And it just is just a reminder that he is there and he's with us, and that's the love and like the joy that he wants us to have always, just by being in his presence and just by thinking of him. That's why Paul said it's a daily thing to keep your eyes on God and to, you know, be with Jesus. We have to die to ourselves daily, on the daily. And it's just funny because it's like literally like everything God does is just for us, because he wants, like, he knows and he understands all the crap on earth, and that's why he invites us in. That's why he wants us to be with him. Like, it's not selfishness from God, you know. It's not like, because I feel like when I was a kid, I always, and this is the devil obviously, but like I always thought, like, didn't always, okay, but sometimes I had thoughts where it was like, isn't that weird of God to like need to be the one worshipped? And I was like, oh, you're dumb. He's the God of the universe. Obviously he should be worshipped. But like I just realized, like, that wasn't for him to be idolized, you know. It wasn't him to, you know, it's not like he's like insecure and so he needs us to worship him in order to feel like he has power and he's almighty. We literally, like, he wants us to worship him so that we can feel his presence and be in his presence and be with him and know what that's like and know him, because that was the point of us being made in the first place, you know, is to just be with him. And it was just this heavenly communion, fellowship, I don't know, union, I don't know, but with him. And then sin entered the world, you know. Like, imagine that. Like, we were literally just hanging with God. Adam was just hanging with God. What? And like, that's what he wants. That's what he's like wants for us always, is just to be hanging with God, just like Adam was. Anyway, that's just some thoughts I had, and just things that were going through my mind and things that are happening. And I'm just in this funky funk, and if you're in a funky funk, we can get out of it together. And just find our confidence and our identity in the Lord. That was a lot of talking. I hope it made sense. I hope, you know, I don't think I'm alone. I don't think I'm alone in this. And if you are in a funk too, if you're feeling that, reach out to me or reach out to anyone who, you know, you trust, because I want to, you know, we all, whoever you trust, plus me, want to hear about it, and we don't want you to feel alone. And there is something so special about sharing, like I said, sharing your story. And when you put light to shame, you're like, that's incredible. When you're putting light to shame, I know that Christine Kane said it in like such a more profound and beautiful way, but like, it's the most incredible thing when you decide to put light to your shame and your fears, because you are stomping it away and you're crushing it so that it has no power over you. And you know, people, I don't know if you even have trusted people, you know, I'm sure you do. And if you do, that's amazing. I love that. But if you feel like you don't, you can talk to me. Definitely reach out. Definitely. You know, my email's still everything is still on the thing, on the, show notes, but it's justchillepodcast@gmail.com, or you can, talk to me on Facebook, in the Facebook group, or Twitter that I still haven't been using, and, or just even on my Instagram. That'd be fun. But yeah, I'd love to talk to you and hear what you have to say and hear your stuff. I'm here for you. I am here for you, man.
Burning me a wild fire with heat and flame matched by desire. Our hearts are true, but charm is a liar. So burn in me a wild fire. So run through me already. So run.
What else? I mean, there's lots of things in the news going on, but that's just, this isn't a place to talk about the news. We need to get away from the news. We need to have fun, right? Yeah, and in my funk, I've I keep having, why did I just go Czechoslovakian right there? I keep having these wants to make another YouTube, but then I'm so scared because I feel like nobody wants it, and that's just so annoying. I'm so over feeling hearing one negative and then that being the deciding factor of me, not pursuing anything that God's put on my heart. I'm so over that. It's so annoying. I hate when negative things dictate our life. The only good thing about that is when you use that as motivation to show them up, right? And to show them that they're wrong and stupid and you can do it. That's the only good thing about that. But it's just annoying when things are so loud in your mind that shouldn't be, but they're the ones still dictating your life and telling you what those freaking lies that are telling you you're not good enough and no one wants to see that and you should stop and just go into the forest and be a hermit. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Do you think all these freaking great people, let me go through those failure articles, right? But do you think all these great people who failed would be where they are if they just quit after their first failure? Freaking no, bro. Or if they listened to people who didn't believe in them? Oh my gosh, we wouldn't have iPhone, right? We wouldn't have Oprah. we wouldn't have, Wendy's chicken nuggets, or the music, any of the music that we listen to. What? And that's the thing is not everyone's going to like you, and not everyone's going to like your stuff that you put out. Or just you. And you're not going to like the same things. Nobody likes the same things as everybody else. And not even your best friends. And that's okay. Keep going and keep liking what you like and keep doing what you love to do. That's so important, to be creative and keep going. Don't give up is the most important quote I've ever been told in my whole life, is don't quit and don't give up. One was by my best friend Annie, who you guys heard, and the other one was by the most hilarious comedian I've ever known, Tim Hawkins. He's so funny. You should watch his stuff. But I met him once. I told him that I started a podcast because of his podcast, Potty Break, and he said, don't quit. And that has stayed in my mind forever. I wrote it on my mirror. Like, every time I think of quitting, I'm like, Tim Hawkins told me not to. Tim Hawkins said I can't. Annie told me not to give up. I cannot quit this. And here I am, still doing it. Still believing in God's power. Still believing in whatever He's put on my heart, that it has a purpose. And that's my call to action for you guys, besides that whole mission of finding your confidence. But don't quit. Whatever you're going at, whatever's on your heart, whatever God put on your heart to go toward, like, and to just strive toward, don't quit. Don't give up. It's hard. I know that it's hard because I'm in this. Here I go, starting to do some motivational talk, but like, it's hard. And like, even watching Jane the Virgin, such a good show, but like, she wants to give up all the time, but like, Raphael is always pushing her because he knows that she's great. And that is, if you have no one else doing that, that's God, saying like, you cannot quit this. You're so good at this. I put this in you. I know you can do it. This is why I put this on your heart. I know that you're amazing at it because I put this talent in you. And you just have to grow, and you just have to keep trying. You just have to keep at it. Do better than your best. And, just don't quit. Don't give up. Keep going. Just try. Try is like the number one thing. You got to try it, or you won't even know. And anyway, just some more, motivational talks for you. I think that's all for it. That's all that's on my mind. That's all that has been going on. And sorry if it was a lot. I know that I'm apologizing a lot, but like, I usually don't apologize, but because I care about you guys, I'm apologizing. So sorry if this was just a lot to handle, but like, there's just been so much on my mind lately, and that hasn't happened in a while. And it's all because I discovered I was in a funk, and now I'm discovering how to get out of it, and to, not be complacent, and strive towards something that I've needed to do for a really long time. And so just a lot of things are swirling through my mind now. Anyway, so I hope that you are just gonna have a great rest of your day, of your evening, whenever you're listening to this, your week, your month. Know that I truly love you, and whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna do great. You're gonna be great at it. And remember, if you don't have anyone to talk to, you can always talk to me. I hate talking on the phone, so let's email. Love ya.